How's it going, everybody? This is Cameron White with White Light Astrology, giving you guys your weekly forecast of what the heck is going on in the universe. I'm here at Calico Basin in Red Rocks, world famous Red Rocks. There's a lot of people here, even though it's Christmas Eve, when I'm recording this, but there's a ton of people here. But either way, what is going on this week? It's been a very interesting year. This is the last week of the year. Next week I'll be shooting the video on the 31st, getting ready for your Monday New Year's. And I just can't stop thinking about what we've been through this year. It's just been so much. We had the Great American Eclipse, we had this Venus retrograde, we had Saturn going into Capricorn, we've had some crazy Mercury retrogrades, we had Jupiter going to Scorpio as well, and there's just been a lot going on. But you know, this week is really going to be changing things. We have Saturn now in Capricorn, Venus entering Capricorn tomorrow, we have Mercury direct at 13 degrees, squaring Neptune, we have the Moon conjunct Chiron in Aries, or the Moon conjunct Chiron moving into Aries, and then Mars and Jupiter are just 5 degrees away, starting the week off tomorrow on Monday, on Christmas. That's what your Christmas is going to look like, with the Moon in Pisces, just to kind of make everything up, you know, make everything nostalgic and ooh, Christmassy. Like I saw this post that is predicted that there's gonna be a white Christmas this year, and I thought that was so funny because it's such a Pisces thing, like, oh, a white Christmas this year. You know, we all have our energy and, you know, everything is exactly where it needs to be, and it's just a beautiful Christmas and that type of stuff. But you know, that's kind of how this week is going to be. We're going into this really hardcore change as Venus goes from 29 degrees Sag into 0 degrees Capricorn. Venus can't express her best qualities in Capricorn. However, the qualities she does express and the values that she does favor more are really in alignment with the Saturn energy. As she makes her conjunction to Saturn, this is the time to really take our personal investment of our time and what we really value and look at, you know, where do we want to invest this? Is this what we need to be doing? Is this what's going to be limiting us? Or is this truly what we want to do? Whatever, you know, the Saturn and Capricorn energy is bringing to you, which is, you know, all about this hard work, all about creating a foundation, all about getting efficient results and everything like that. This Venus energy right here is, you know, are you willing to put your love into this, even though it may not seem like it? Are you willing to work on whatever it is that you need to work on, even though it may not be exciting, even though it may not be, you know, everything that you ever imagined? And as we go into this next year, I have a feeling like, you know, this is just going to be brought up in so many different ways. You know, what are you going to be doing next year? What are your big plans? Do you have any resolutions? Do you have any, you know, goals or anything that you want to hit? And this Venus and Capricorn aspects, just, you know, like, how serious are you about getting into it? Are you willing to do whatever it takes? And are you willing to really value the hard work and the, you know, professionalism that you have to put into this? Or are you going to scare away from it? And I mean, of course, this is all up to you, but Mercury's direct now. We're pretty clear on what our beliefs are and where we want to be taking things. It is still going to be squaring Neptune, so it's not exactly the way that we want to envision them. However, you can work with it. I think a Sag Pisces energy you can kind of work with pretty well. But now, Mars and Jupiter are starting to conjunct. They've been conjuncting. However, now that they're at 5 degrees away, I think they end with a 3-degree separation by the end of this week, and then that happens next week. But as Mars and Jupiter start to conjunct, you know, where are we putting our energy? Truly, what do we believe? And this is the biggest thing with this Mars and Jupiter conjunction is looking at where our actions are taking place, looking at where we are putting in our energy, looking at where we're wanting to control things and not letting go and surrendering to, you know, the ultimate power or the truth, whatever you want to call that scorpionic energy. But as Mars and Jupiter start to conjunct, start paying attention. Where are you putting your energy? Is that truly where you want to be putting it? Is that really worth it? Is that real? Like, do you just got to hold on to certain beliefs and certain ideas so much that it just, you know, you got to dig your way to the bottom? Maybe not, but that's up for you to decide. And that's just starting on Monday. That's just Christmas. The rest of this week really isn't all that much. It's just Christmas Day's pretty lit, and then, you know, we got the Moon conjuncting Uranus. It is going to be trining Mercury and Saturn and Venus, and it's going to be squaring Pluto still, as Uranus still squares Pluto. And all of this, I think it's so funny that this Uranus and Aries is still going to be trining Saturn and Venus and the Sun and whatnot for a little while as it moves into Capricorn, because it's kind of rare. I shouldn't say rare, but you get a really small window of opportunity when you get a planet in its same modality trining it rather than squaring it. So we have this Capricorn energy of, you know, we got to work hard, we got to put this discipline in, we have to really focus on what is going to be efficient. We kind of have to detach away from the emotional aspects and the sentimentality of it in order to really grow, in order to really move forward, in order to really work. But we also have this Uranus in Aries, where it's kind of like, you know, wanting to put ourselves first, using that Aries energy of, you know, action orientation, passion, leadership, determination, all that kind of stuff. And usually they can kind of square because it's a conflict of interest. But with this Uranus and Aries really hyping up the super conscious and, you know, our self-identity and everything like that, I think it's really going to bless this Capricorn energy that we're going into of, you know, building sustainable results and doing what's efficient and doing what's going to be a little bit better. And Saturn, I mean, I kind of noticed it when Saturn went in. I thought it was funny that Bitcoin and a lot of the other cryptocurrency prices dropped because Saturn's not playing around, you know. It's, yes, we want to be working hard. Yes, we want to be making sure that we get the results that we want, doing what's efficient, what's effective. But the thing is, you got to actually work. We can't just, you know, pass it on by. This is really go time, and Saturn is going to make us work. This isn't easy. I shouldn't say this isn't easy. This isn't, you know, I guess the most blessed aspect. Saturn's not going, oh, here you go, you can just do nothing and get away with it, you know, because everything's fine on the surface. No, we have to actually really work hard in order to maintain these results that we really want. Later on this week we have, or then after that on Thursday, because there's really nothing happening on Wednesday. Tuesday we have the moon conjunct Uranus, trining all that. I think that's going to bring a lot of that emotional emphasis into it, bringing in that intention, that excitement. The moon will be in Aries, so it will be a little bit frustrating. However, as it conjuncts Uranus, I think you'll see a lot more of an ecstatic, like boom, almost in a sense, especially because Mars is in Scorpio. But then the moon goes into Taurus, and even though it sextiles Neptune, which is okay if we want to be hanging out, relaxing, you know, really enjoying our surroundings, it will be opposing Jupiter and Mars, and it will be trining the Sun, Saturn, Pluto, and Venus. And that's where it gets a little bit more intense, because as the moon goes into Taurus and it starts opposing this Jupiter and this Mars energy, where, you know, we're really starting to get focused on what our belief system is, what our, you know, where I shouldn't say where we really value, but what we're really focused on, where we're putting our energy into, where we're holding on to in our lives. As the moon in Taurus goes over this part and starts opposing it, I think we're going to start to see a little bit of vulnerability come into play. How can we open up more? How can we let go more? Are we being stubborn? Are we wanting to have control over something that we shouldn't really put this control emphasis on? And, you know, I think that's going to be a pretty big deal, especially as it squares the North Node as well, because this North Node in Leo is kind of like, hey, I need to put myself in power. I need to check myself. I need to put myself out there. I need to be that leader. I need to come from love. I need more self-love. I want to give more love. That whole North Node in Leo energy, it's going to be squaring the North Node as well, as it opposes Jupiter and Mars. So we might see, you know, a little bit of frustration come with this. However, you know, the moon's in Taurus. You got to just be thankful. You got to be, you know, I don't want to say happy, like, you know, be happy, but, you know, what are you really grateful for? And what are you willing to do in order to get exactly what it is that you want? There's a feeling that you want to create, this North Node in Leo. You know, we have this destiny to kind of go down. We have this feeling that we want to keep chasing, that we want to embrace fully, and that's that Leo energy of being passionate, of being loved, of being able to give love, being a leader, being just absolutely in ecstasy of what we're enjoying in our lives. And as this moon in Taurus kind of happens, we're going to see ourselves, you know, we're going to have to change some things. We can't just do the things the way that we've been doing, and we're going to have to let go and kind of change some things in order to get there. However, after that, on Friday, we have the moon trine Pluto, and then Saturday, Sunday, we have the moon going into Gemini. It's going to be opposing Mercury. It's going to be squaring Neptune, and then we have the moon sextiling Uranus, squaring Chiron, opposing Saturn on Sunday, all while the moon's in Gemini. And I think during this, we're going to just, our doors are going to be open. We're going to see a lot bigger options. We're going to see a bigger playing field, almost in a sense, as we go into this next year. Because, I mean, literally next week, so much happens. We have full moon in Cancer right on Monday, right on the new year. We have Venus conjuncting the sun. We have Mars conjuncting Jupiter. We have Uranus going direct. Like, so much is happening next week, and I believe that it's all really going to come to, like, your awareness as this moon goes into Gemini, because it's going to be opposing Mercury. We're going to be looking at, you know, different options. We're going to be questioning why, you know, we did things a certain way, or thought things in a certain process, or believed a certain way. And as this moon opposes it, you know, ask yourself the right questions. What are you emotionally really investing yourself into? Where's your unconscious going? Where's your subconscious going? What are your needs, really? Because especially as we have this full moon in Cancer, we're really going to just be figuring out what our truest needs are and what we really need to be doing to nurture ourselves and let other people in and trust the process and that kind of good stuff. All that good Cancer energy. But then the moon will it will be squaring Neptune. So again, it's going to be kind of a headache. It's going to be kind of like, okay, I got to think about things. You can't just, you know, disassociate. But then the moon will be sextiling Uranus, it will be squaring Chiron, and it will be opposed Saturn. So the moon sextiling Uranus is going to get, it's like that information that you get that you're like, whoa, that changes me. That's something that inspires me. That's something I can act upon. That's a new idea or new information related to me that I can then use to express myself better. And we'll see that moon sextile Uranus. We'll see it square Chiron, where we have to make a decision. We have to get clear. We have to get in alignment with our truth and our higher selves and get away from the confusion of Pisces and the mysticism behind it. Bring in all the healing or really heal all the pain by really getting clear and getting in touch with our higher selves. A good time to meditate. Good time to take in this, logical information that you may be experiencing, all this, new influx of energy. And what are you really doing with it? Like, are you meditating on it? Are you bringing that into essence? Are you really bringing in that healing aspect that you need with this moon square Chiron? And then it will be opposing Saturn. This is something we gotta focus on. This is something that we actually need to look at. This moon in Gemini opposed Saturn in Capricorn, oh shit, we kind of have to really look at these facts. We really have to ask these type of questions. We really have to kind of, I don't want to say dissect like that Scorpio energy, but really just question and really, pick apart and spread out exactly what it is that our needs are, what it is that we really want to do, what is it that, we're setting our new intentions for on this new year, really. So I guess that's what I got for you guys. It's a beautiful day. It's a little chilly. Again, there's a lot of people here for some reason. I don't know. There's some people hiking in the back. I don't know if you see them anymore, but thank you guys so much for watching all my videos. Feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, whatever it is that you want to do. I appreciate all of you, and that's about it. This is not the last video of 2017. It's the last week of 2017. My next video will be on the 31st. That will be the last video of 2017. So I can't say goodbye and see you next year, unfortunately. But yeah, it's been a wild ride this year. And this week is gonna be really about accepting what we went through. Uh-oh, that didn't sound good. Accepting what we went through, accepting what we know, and asking ourselves and getting ready to, are we going to do what we want to do? Are we going to go down the path that we want to? Are we willing to do what it takes? Are we willing to do the work? Are we willing to put in the effort? So that's what I got for you guys. Venus is in Capricorn. Don't get too bummed out. Still spread the love. Still embrace it as much as you can. It may be a little bit difficult, but the best way to really do that is to put your focus onto something and, build something, create something. Capricorn is such creation energy. Even though it's so funny because it's such a masculine energy, yet it's a feminine sign. And I just think the Capricorn dynamic is a very interesting one at that. But that's what I got for you guys. So thank you again so much. And I will be seeing you guys next week.